Many, including myself, have come out of Spider-Man 2 with substantial levels of disappointment because the writing is bad. The characterization is atrocious. Now, as a Spider-Man 2 pro, I have around 4 hours into the main story, so you know I only have the most legitimate opinion going into this game. Spider-Man 2's biggest problem lies in its characters. Having great character interactions and dialogue is an important part of getting your audience to feel emotionally invested in your story events. You want your audience to connect with your characters, to understand them on an emotional level, because without this, your audience loses that sense of immersion and begins to look at them as just models on the screen rather than real people. Take this scene from very early on in the game.
When have you ever seen me angry?
Got it. That one time we were playing a board game at your place and you kept losing.
I wasn't angry at you. I was angry at the universe.
Now this is my problem. Miles, what fucking board game are you talking about? That is such a vague thing to say. Like, did you two play chess, checkers, Battleship, Yu-Gi-Oh? This says nothing about their friendship and completely destroys my immersion going into this game. Now this is how I would fix it. This is how you do characterization in a video game. I got it. That one time we were playing Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne for the PlayStation 2 and you kept losing. Now, not only is this a specific fucking game, but it tells us a few things about their relationship. It shows us that they are so incredibly based and such good friends that they would share their love for a niche underground game like SMT3, and it gives Peter a reason to be angry because this game is fucking hard. Okay, so this was gonna be kind of like a joke video a little bit, right? Because I actually did kind of feel this way, but I knew it was just like stupid nitpicking and I'm just like exaggerating, right? But I got to the carnival, I got to like the Coney Island part of the game, and I'm just like, okay, has the writing like actually gotten worse?
Finally, let's hammer some hydrants.
Let's do it. How did I let you talk me into this? Stop and smell the popcorn.
Yeah, Peter, how did you talk him into like the most fucking boring slow ride of all time?
Out of the way.
I forgot how much I loved that one.
No, you're lying. You did not like that ride. I refuse to believe that you loved this ride. This segment of the game felt so, like, lame, so bland. Like, the dialogue is so, like, you know those memes about, like, the MCU or Disney dialogue where it's like, haha, he's right behind me, isn't he? That's what this is. That's literally what this is, but nobody talks about it because Yuri Lowenthal gives such a great performance that he's able to mask a lot of this cheesy dialogue and make it sound somewhat convincing. But even with that, I just feel no chemistry between these three, which sucks because normally I love Peter's friends. But here, they're just kind of like auto-generated friend dialogue, and they all sound so bored. I don't know, I feel like you're probably thinking like, oh, well, it doesn't matter that much. Yes, it does! Because a key part of what makes Spider-Man stories interesting is his real life, his friends, his relationships, who Peter Parker is, and how his normal life and his superhero life intertwine. That is Spider-Man. And speaking of Peter... okay, I didn't want to say this, but like... was Peter always like this dull? Which is kind of weird for me to say, because I remember really liking Insomniac's Peter in the first game, if not just because he was a very faithful representation of what we associate with Spider-Man, you know, like financial problems, relationship problems, sleep problems, he had it all. But when this guy isn't facing like direct conflict, I just feel like he's kind of boring. Maybe it could be the new face as well. I don't like his face that much at all. I really don't. I don't think he looks like Peter. He looks like fucking Jeremy Shada. But even then, I feel like a lot of his jokes, I just don't think are very charming. And when he's with his friends, he's kind of just like a guy. I just feel like he lacks charisma compared to like the other Spider-Man, you know? And like... how do you make Spider-Man boring? Like, actually, false alarm, there have been proven ways to do so. But at the same time... how do you make Spider-Man boring? Spider-Man is arguably one of the most dynamic characters in fiction. He has such an emotional range, so many different conflicts, interactions, all this charisma. He's all about personality. There is so much that goes into making Spider-Man, Spider-Man, right? Now, there's just one part of the game that I actually really liked. Most of his jokes for me were like kind of meh. But listen.
Okay, before we get down to business, there's something I have to tell you. I'm Fred. fresh out of honey.
That right there, that's a funny joke, you know what I'm saying? The setup, the delivery, this is perfect. I need more of this. Please give me more of this. I know this video is kind of like fueling the fire towards Spider-Man 2 because a lot of people have problems with this game, you know? But it's still good. You know, I'm still really enjoying it. I like the combat. I like where the story's going so far. I've heard problems with that as well, but I mean, you know, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll make a video once I'm finished with the game. The game's already like a few months old, so I don't know if you guys are really gonna like care about that, but yeah, we'll see. I think the moral of the story is that Spectacular Spider-Man is the best interpretation of Spider-Man ever. If you disagree, I think you're wrong.